Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to teach you 5 moves that you can use when receiving a pass to help you escape defenders just like Dybala. So although Dybala isn't the biggest physical presence or the fastest player on the pitch, he's extremely crafty when the ball is at his feet, so he's able to turn defenders and get his team on the attack. So these moves are going to be really good for you players who play in a central position. Maybe you play at centre attacking midfield, or you're a centre forward where you have defenders on your back for most of the game. But the first move is when Dybala has his back to goal and he actually receives the ball, lets the ball roll through his legs, but then flicks it at the last second, almost like a Cruyff turn. So, key points with this one, you want to be receiving the ball head on with the defender directly behind you. You then get at an angle from the ball so you can flick it diagonally behind you. So that when you receive that pass, you flick it beyond him and you're away. The next move is fairly similar to the first one, however we're turning the opposite way and using a slightly different technique. It's always good to have more than one move available to you so that the defender doesn't start to read it so that you don't have anything else to beat him with. You never want to be a one-trick pony. It's going to be so predictable and you're going to have a hard time getting past defenders more than one time throughout the game. So this next turn, as we receive that pass, we're actually turning the same way we would do when we perform that first one, when we perform the Cruyff. But instead of flicking it behind our standing leg, we're actually opening up our body. So we open up our body. And I like to call this the orange peel turn because you're really peeling around that ball. We quickly then take an inside touch in the opposite direction. So we're using that first movement to bait the defender to thinking we're going one side, and then we're quickly going in the opposite direction. So if you start to take it that way, he starts to read it, and then you take that second touch in the opposite direction and he'll be off balance. Moving into the next move, so for this one, we're going to stop the ball dead for a second. This just makes the defender freeze. The next move, we're going to start to take it to one side. So whichever side is your preference, that's completely up to you. For me, I'm going to take it to my left-hand side. So I'm going to take a small roll to my left-hand side, and then immediately, as that defender starts to encroach on the ball here, I'm then going to drag it back away from that space. So step 1, receive that ball side on, take the ball, and then drag it away from the space that you just took it into. And the final step is just hooking it behind the standing leg. So it's basically just an L drag, but we're using it to turn the defender here. We roll, drag it back, and then flick it into the space and accelerate. The next move is another one that we can do when receiving the ball side on to the defender. So as I already mentioned, it's really good to have more than one move available so that it can remain unpredictable when the defender tries to take that ball. So for this one, as I'm receiving that ball, my first touch is a small little cushion touch to the inside of my body. So if I'm receiving it with my right foot, it's a small cushion touch towards the left. Then step 2 is a quick outside cut with that same foot. So as we take that small touch to the inside, we're then going to take an outside cut with that same foot. And this is the movement that we want the defender to take the bait on. Then the final step is doing a V cut with the same foot once again. So we're just dragging it back and then we touch it into the space. So moving into the final move of the video, and this is probably the most simple one of the bunch, but probably the most effective as well. So for this one, we're receiving the ball side on, the defender's here. So for this one, we're just using our body to bait that defender. So as we receive that ball, so the ball's coming in, we're going to make a checking movement towards the ball, making it look like we're going to move towards to receive that ball and travel in this direction. And what happens is the defender usually moves with us, so he's then off balance as we make our second move. And the second move is just allowing that ball to roll across our body and then taking it with the inside of the foot. So we're using our body to throw the defender to this side, then allow the ball to roll through and then taking the touch by him. So there we go guys, 5 moves that you can perform when receiving a pass to help you escape defenders just like Dybala. Very simple ones today, but really effective. So enjoy these moves. Make sure you practice them over and over again, especially you players who play with defenders on their back, so central attacking midfielders and centre forwards. But if you did enjoy this video, let me know by smashing that like button, hit that subscribe button for weekly training videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.
I did. Yes, I did.